Oops. Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast, episode number 175. You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at liftrunlong. Also, feel free to email me directly at the address wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you are not a member of our Facebook group, you should be because we want you to be there. Search for Lift Heavy Run Long Community and request to join right now. My name is Wilson Horrell. I am one of your hosts. I'd like to remind you that the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast is not censored, so listen at your own risk. Lift Heavy Run Long has an app, and we want you to be on it. For $3.99 per month, you can be part of that app. And what you will get with that $3.99 per month is access to the greatest trainer in the world, Ms. Valerie Hunt of RunRx.fit, and she will deliver to your calendar 3 bodyweight exercises every week, 4 barbell strength exercises, and 4 daily WODs. For $9.99 a month, you can have access to all of the programs that Lift Heavy Run Long has to offer. Go to everything in those
What?
Go to everything.
Yeah. Everything from 5K programs to 100-mile programs to triathlons to Spartan races to whatever else. Go to liftheavyrunlong.com, click on the sign up now button, take a look at the programs that we have to offer. If any of them look good to you, then you can enter your email address and we'll let you use it for a week free of charge. If at the end of that week you don't like it or don't want to use it, then it just simply goes away. If you'd like to sign up, then give us your credit card and we will charge you each month.
You don't look like you have pants on in the video because your computer's blocking your shorts.
I don't?
It's pants.
He finally went
Wednesday.
pantless.
Stop showing your...
I'm
Rocking his Crocs.
rocking out with my Crocs out,
So ugly.
and I couldn't be happier about that. Amanda begs to differ. Speaking of Amanda, I have to my right my favorite person in the world, the most beautiful and talented and gorgeous and educated lady on the planet, Dr. Amanda Kimsey, Horrell, jacked and tan. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How
Good.
about you?
What's new?
She is rapidly shedding body fat. From
Man, she's on fire.
I am on fire. I'm tired, too.
Well, that's from all that working out you've been doing.
Yeah, I went into
All
work
that
last
running
night.
through Wilson's mind you've been doing.
No.
Put that microphone up to your mouth.
Yes, sir.
We were listening to a
Sorry,
podcast on the way over here, and the person wasn't using the microphone.
He kept leaning back from his microphone.
What was the podcast that you
The Office Ladies. It was Creed. They had Creed on as a guest speaker, talker, whatever.
Creed? Like the band?
No, the Creed, the dude in the office. The old man. Did you watch the show, The
Creed
Office?
Bratton.
Not really, no.
We watch it all the
Okay.
time.
Yeah, anyway.
Creed is a character on that
Yeah.
show.
Yep.
What's new with you, Amanda?
Not much.
All good stuff?
Yeah, all good.
You're doing really well in your fitness.
Thank you.
And
I've started
nutrition.
back to CrossFit. I've healed up from my foot and my shoulder, and I started going back and watching what I eat, and yep,
On fire.
everything's going good for the moment.
We have sitting to Amanda's right, Big Thirsty, the man everybody came to see, Brian
That's right.
Swanson, back on the couch.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm well.
Anything new with you? Or do you want to circle around and we'll get to that? You have anything pressing?
I'm still pretty much not motivated to do the things I need to be doing. I'm swimming twice a week.
That's
Amanda's
good.
got us all. Amanda's taking care of all
I'm
that.
swimming twice a week.
She's doing enough physical activity.
You don't have to
for
worry
everyone.
about it.
I haven't run.
Amanda is like-
I haven't
I
run
got you
since
guys.
my January 1st recommitment run. It is now January 15th, and I haven't run since my January 1st recommitment run.
Funny.
I thought you guys would appreciate that.
Well, here's to next year.
That's
Well, I
right.
was asking
You need to
Dawn
wait
where
till
you
the
were
weather breaks.
at the
till
Hill
spring.
and Dale, but she said you went to Florida.
I had to make a hot trip to Florida.
Yep. Dawn's watching. Hey, Dawn.
Hey, Dawn.
And I'm officially like significantly heavier than I've ever been, and significant in my mind. And I kind of reached a point this week where I'm fed up, and so I'm gonna start making small changes. I'm still trying to get the motivation to get back working out, but there's so much more to not being heavy other than just working out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to not gorge on food,
Yeah.
not make the bad choices. I went into Kroger to pick up some flowers the other day and saw a big container of 10 for 10 movie size boxes of candy, and I picked up 5 of them and I started walking away, and I was like, nope.
I'm only going to get
I put it back. No, I put them all back.
Making small changes. I'm only going to get 1 box.
I do CrossFit. I'm going to buy all 10 and move them.
So, small changes.
Well, some of those changes that I've made in situations like that was I moved up to a double extra large shirt, and I started wearing button-down shirts and untucking them. Like Jim Gaffigan says, that's the final frontier. When you reach the untucked button-down shirts, then it's game over. Because somebody that you care about in your life has likely said, you need to untuck that shirt.
That means you can just be as fat as you want to.
And if you can reach that milestone, then that gives you it's like an Excite bike when you overheat and then you have to make the long run back to the bike and all your power comes back. Because that gives you like a 40-pound swing.
Sure.
That you can sit on, and you don't have to do your recommitment runs every year to do that. You can wait about 3 years. The Reverend
Hey, man.
Von Ralls.
Here I am.
It's good to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
You were here like 10 minutes early, which makes me happy because I always like visiting with you.
I feel like I always
I
get
made
here
up
at
for
7.
it by being Vaughn
that-
on time.
I think what the thing is
Walking in
Brian
3
usually
minutes
gets
before
here
the
way
show.
before me,
Yeah.
and I always get here like around 7, and he's here way before 7. But now for the last few weeks, I've always beat him here, and so it seems like I'm early, but really I'm not.
It's
early.
just he's late.
Swanson's pulling in the opposite direction.
Right.
He was really early, and you were where you've always been.
Right.
And then you can see where he's left. I think he wants to talk to you about something in the parking lot, and he's trying to meet you outside of the shop. So, but
Maybe.
we're gonna. Either way, you guys get here every week, and it's just wonderful. And
I can do it if I can.
I'm going to wait till we're live on air to even bring this up. This is horrible. So, 2 weeks ago, I asked if we could swap dates to Wednesday for like the 8th time that I've had to change.
Sure.
Can I false alarm that and reset it back to Monday?
Mondays are way better for me.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
I
Oh, man.
I thought we already did that.
Well, we
we
talked to
hadn't
you
asked.
about
Monday morning we
Oh.
had a secret
Yeah.
meeting without.
Yeah. So basically, we're moving back to Monday.
no.
Hope Brian's okay with that. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
You know how I am. I've got it in my head. I thought that one of the two of y'all was going to be like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Just screw the whole thing. So I had an opportunity with Vaughn in the gym in the morning, and I talked
Just
to
to
him.
make sure you didn't lose both of us.
I talked to him like I was about to tell him I was pregnant, and it was his child. I was like, Vaughn, I got to.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say we're going to stop doing the podcast or something.
I was like, I've got to change it one more time, and I went into the whole spill. I need my home group with my 12-step meeting, and Amanda, which is generally on Mondays, and Amanda has choir on Wednesdays, and then I work Tuesdays and Thursdays, and so we thought, well, we can just consolidate. I can go to a Wednesday home group, she can go
there
to
you go.
choir, and that'll free us up a night.
Okay.
So here we are.
Here we are
Thank you again for being so flexible.
on the fly.
Y'all are wonderful people.
I will always be here when I can be. If it's not on a night that I'm regularly available, then I'll just be here less often, but it's not because I don't want to be.
Well, we all do a really good job of getting here when we can. And then I thought we were going to have to cancel next week, but we're not. Next Wednesday, Andy, our 10-year-old, we've got to go to the parent meeting for her sex education class at the church.
Oh, that's never as bad as you think it's going to be.
Well, Amanda sent me a text the other day and it said Andy's turn. because Grayson's already been through it.
Oh.
But, at the way he dresses, he'll be 40 before there's
Oh,
ever
Wilson.
Is it a Christian
concern.
school?
It's our church.
It's at our
It's at
church.
church.
Yeah.
It's at
So it's not affiliated. It's not for school.
No.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
It's the same church that I went through the sex education class at that was spearheaded by my mother.
Oh, awkward. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Yep. Until you've seen your mother stand up in a room of 40 or so of your, 11 and 12-year-old peers and say the word penis. You don't know what awkward looks like. But I have done that. And here
you
we
live
are.
to tell about
and
it.
I live to tell about it.
We might now understand your 20s and 30s.
Hence the home group that I need to attend every once a week. So that's where we are there. I'm just kidding. My mom did a wonderful job.
So next Monday,
We're in. Starting next Monday.
I won't be here. I'm flying back from Houston.
We're probably going to change it to Thursdays by
It's
then.
MLK weekend.
Yeah, so I'm headed to Houston this weekend.
Cool.
I was supposed to be running in the Houston Marathon. I booked my plane tickets and then didn't register for the race and waited too long, and it sold out.
Oh, no.
Oh,
So
man.
we've got friends that live there, so we're just going to go hang out for the weekend and have a good
Okay.
time. I may still get up and go root on other people that were less of procrastinators than I was. But,
Yeah.
No, you won't.
because we're going to be downtown.
So what do you think about my Crocs?
We've already had this discussion.
It is not the style I would choose for me or anybody
Else in the world.
else. But I'm not a hater. It's just not my deal.
Yeah. I realize we've already talked about it. It's beating a dead horse. But whenever I put them on, it's like a new beginning. It's
You should get some like the fur-lined Crocs.
No, his feet are already stinky.
yeah, we had that discussion the other night.
He had Andy smell his shoes, and she did.
I wanted both of them to
That
smell
is-
them at
I
the
am
same
not
That is
time.
a
smelling your
daughter's
shoes.
love right there.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep. We've got. How do you feel about people putting spoons in jars of peanut butter? Does that gross you out? Do you use
What
a
else would you
separate?
Like putting
Like-
it back in?
Yeah, like
they eat,
eating
Double dipping.
scoop, yes.
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, I would think. I think you need to write your name on it at that point, and it's yours.
Boom.
I think Amanda feels like if it's been eaten out of, then my name's basically on it.
It
because
is.
She knows that.
I stop it. Like, I'll get it. I'm like, I want a peanut butter sandwich. And I'll pull it out, and there's big scoops, and I'm like, nope, nope.
Okay, so the one thing I'm going to go against Amanda on is chances are really good you've already got all his goodies.
I know, but just the thought of like, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
It's like double dipping the chip in the
yeah.
cheese dip.
No,
Like
it's not.
I-
I don't think it's the same
like
at all.
It is
in a-
too.
No.
That
it's
is
one
so
hundred.
double
no,
dipping.
no. Peanut butter and chips and dip are two
That's-
totally separate
You're
things.
licking
No, here's the-
spoon
here's-
and
It's-
putting
we're
it
not
back
even in the same.
It's the
Here's
exact
thing.
same
It
thing.
Actually,
depends
it's
on
worse
who
because
else is
it's-
going into whatever we're dipping, whether it's peanut butter or cheese. If we're at if the four of us are at a Mexican restaurant, I will stop eating the cheese dip if any of you double dip. If I did this last night. I was at a Mexican restaurant with Katie, my girlfriend, and I double dipped into the cheese dip because it's she and I. And you know what? I didn't lick the chip. Like I bit the end of it and then re-dipped.
which is why it makes the peanut butter in the spoon worse because you lick
Exactly.
the spoon,
Exactly.
you, suck
Yeah.
the peanut butter off the spoon,
And then you go,
and then put it back.
So there is-
There's
There
a
is-
technique.
jar.
There's a technique where you can avoid germs.
There
I
is
took a class on it.
100%
My mom
chance that
taught it.
your slopper is going back into that peanut
Yes.
butter jar.
Yeah. Well, Amanda said, I said, what difference does it make? She goes, well, if people want to come over and have peanut butter sandwiches, then I can't make them any because you've eaten out of the peanut butter jar. I said, how many people have you had over here that you've wanted to make a peanut butter sandwich? She said, me.
Emily Reed says it's worse than the chip because at least part of the chip is gone because you ate it as opposed to the spoon.
So anyway, I told him that was. He's like, "Well, I'll just stop eating it." I'm like, "No, it's your jar now. I mean, go for it. It's yours."
Put your name on it.
They're all
so
my
buy
jar.
2 jars.
They're all my jar.
I had to hide a jar for a while so I could have a jar, and he found it.
Well,
If
moving
there's-
on to the more pressing question: is it crunchy or is it smooth?
You're not going to like this.
Oh no!
Yeah. I don't even want to say it because you get mad at me.
You can't lead in with.
Fawn's going to yell at me because I eat smooth peanut butter.
Oh, no, and you wear Crocs.
Well, you know what?
I wear Crocs, listen to Nickelback, and eat smooth peanut butter.
I think, I don't know. We've got 10 people live watching us, and maybe people will leave comments on either YouTube or somewhere else. But I'd be curious how many people spoon eat peanut butter and eat crunchy. I'll bet you spoon peanut butter eaters eat smooth.
Smooth. I agree with that.
Well, no, I do, but I don't put the spoon back in the thing.
Yeah, I'll get a spoon out and
then you're
just
not- you're
one
not-
time.
you're
You're
not
going
as-
to have
you're
like
not
a
as committed.
dozen. You're going to go through a whole like dishwasher full of spoon. You're going to.
I don't eat that much.
How much peanut do you eat?
Yeah, that's obviously
So
y'all
that's
don't know
what I
anything
said.
about peanut
I said
butter.
he's not as I said he's not as committed to it as you are
Let me
because you're
tell-
going
okay.
back for
So-
more than one spoonful.
Anybody that only takes one spoonful of peanut butter
all
doesn't
you
know
need.
enough about peanut butter to be in this conversation. I've got a bad sample size.
Well,
is
that
what I have.
might be true. But
Armac says hide it in the dishwasher. You would never find it.
I will do two things with peanut butter. The big tablespoon, one scoop, and eat that.
Yep.
Put the jar back. My wife buys those low-carb tortillas. You know what I'm talking about? And I will smear it all over one of those low-carb tortillas and roll it up and put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds.
Man.
Wow.
Ooh, it's good.
Oh.
What I used to do as a teenager is I would get a big spoonful of peanut butter and I'd pour chocolate chips into like a small bowl and I would dip the peanut butter in there, eat the chocolate chips off,
I've
dip the
done
peanut
that,
butter
yeah.
back in there, eat the chocolate chips off.
Uh-huh.
That's what I used to do.
Well, the other day I ate a bowl of
I never
Cheerios.
redipped.
I ate a bowl of Cheerios. And I haven't had Cheerios in years and years.
Okay.
Since then, I've had a lot of bowls of Cheerios.
Honey
The
Nut
last
Cheerios?
week, I've eaten a family-sized box of
Regular
Cheerios.
Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios?
Regular Cheerios, but we have honey that we got from a local honey person.
And you put that in there
So
instead
I-
of sugar?
So I put the honey in there and some blueberries, and I decided that I would take a spoonful of peanut butter, just one, dip it down in the Cheerios, and then eat it. Well, then I did it, and I wanted some more peanut butter, so I did it again. And then
now you have milk and
Then I had milk.
Cheerios and everything
Right.
else inside your jar of peanut
Right,
butter.
so hear me out. So then, because I'm so thoughtful and concerned about people's germs and if that were to cause the disease that happens with bad milk,
You just ate the whole jar of peanut butter?
the pasture thing.
That's how he solves the problem. I'm just going to finish off peanut butter so nobody else will.
I kept digging at it. I had to chop away at it. and
That's
make
when we
sure
had the peanut butter conversation about that's your jar.
They're all in my jar. So if I'm ever around your house and you have peanut butter and I eat some, then either send me home with the jar or just know that it's mine until the next time I come over.
I will write your name
I
on
don't
it.
think I'm being unreasonable.
I will write your
I think
name on
y'all are.
Probably.
You know, I don't have a problem with you having your jar of peanut butter. If there were 3 jars of peanut butter in the cupboard and one has Wilson's name on it, and you grab any other one and spoon out of it more than once, then I would have a problem with it because the Wilson jar is not empty yet. Now, when the Wilson jar is empty, you then get to move on to the next one and claim another one and make it the Wilson jar.
But you can't have multiple
But
jars.
you can't have multiple. You can't ruin other people's jars if you have a jar assigned to you that is not empty.
If I still drank and you came over to my house, I would have your whiskey
Okay?
at the house. And so that way when you came over, it would be, I have Swanson's whiskey. I think that people should have my peanut butter.
Tell me what you want. It'll be there when you come over.
The Peter Pan
How
smooth.
often do
or
you
the
go
gin-
over to Brian's house?
Crunchy.
Well, now I know where he lives. I just saw it, and I work over there.
It wasn't creepy at all when he was like, "Hey, were you guys the one with the Notre Dame flag on the front door?"
Did you give him your Wi-Fi password?
We did joke about that. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, I did. I went to Vaughn's driveway and sat, and I called him and I was like, I need Wi-Fi. Can I go to your driveway and sit in there? And he's like,
I've said
guess.
nothing other than yes.
He said yes.
Absolutely, you can.
He said yes. But Holly's home.
The problem is it was probably via text, and you waited like 30 seconds to reply,
probably
and
so.
so he read
It was a long time.
into
That's
he read
probably
into your delay, which is really just like you didn't realize your phone went off and all the other things.
I asked him if I could come over there, and he said yes. No exclamation point. No, like, animated.
He wanted you to.
That's not enough.
Yeah, he wanted you to
I
be
need
excited
more
about
from
it coming
Vaughn.
up.
I need
I
more
guess
from
that'd
all
be
y'all.
okay.
Katie's watching now. Katie, if a weird guy is parked in the driveway, he's just borrowing our Wi-Fi.
Throw peanut butter at him.
Yeah, throw peanut butter. Throw a jar of peanut butter out to him.
Tomorrow we have Friday. Today's Wednesday because we do our podcast every single Wednesday.
For 1 week in a row.
On Friday we're doing Christmas
What?
at my dad's house.
I think
wow.
you're doing this wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, isn't it? Well, we have so much going on over the holidays. You know, everybody's got a lot of different places to be.
Sure.
So we decided we'd do it on January 3rd. So they rented my dad and Deborah rented this big suite at the Bass Pro Shop.
Ooh,
and so
the governor's suite?
Yes. that's
Holy
exactly
shit.
what- yeah.
That thing. Have you ever been in there?
I haven't.
Have you been in there before?
I have not.
I saw pictures.
It's going to blow your mind.
I heard it would.
It is fantastic.
Why have you been in there? Let's-
Barbell Shrugged had a weekend thing in one of it.
Awesome.
Rented it. And it is absolutely amazing. Like,
Very cool.
It's super expensive, but it's
But it's a one-night thing, and why not splurge on the family? And
Well, that's what it was going to be. Well, I can tell you why not, because there's a possibility that there's going to be illness in the family. And my Deborah's father had to go into the hospital. So we had to cancel that. But my brother and his kids and his wife went. So we're doing it this Friday instead. So now it's what, the 15th of...
today's the 15th, so Friday's the 17th.
Are y'all
Yeah.
going to spend the night there?
We're just going to his house.
yeah. We
Because
missed out.
the Bass...
Oh, you're not
Pro
going to the
Shop.
Bass
No.
Pro thing. Oh, what a bummer, man.
Yeah, it was a bummer. We'll have a good time either way. Tell me about your blood pressure, Vaughn.
Okay.
Is that's a really personal thing for me to just go out and ask if I could talk about in front of,
5
I mean, it's
people.
written on the board. We got to talk about it.
Well, it's written on the board there.
in Amanda's handwriting. She's the one that broke HIPPA, not me.
Well, I think I come by it honest from my dad, who has high blood pressure. Okay. And because it kind of just popped up last year before I went to Canada. I went to go get my.
I do remember.
I went to go get my get checked out to make sure it was okay that
medical
I go
clearance.
to do this special forces thing. And when I got to the doctor, I hopped up on the thing, and the nurse to take my blood pressure, and I did notice my heart was going a little fast. And she said, "What, are you excited to be here? Your blood pressure is like 180 over 90 something." And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't.
It could
I
be
don't
white coat syndrome. It could be any number
And
of
so,
things.
and so she said,
That's
"I'm
what
gonna
it's
let you
called,
sit. I'm gonna let you sit here for a while, and see if you calm down a little bit." So I sit
Of
there.
course, then you're in your head worrying about.
Well,
Yeah,
I
right.
sat there for 10 minutes, and I was like, "What's the big deal?" She comes back. She did this like 3 more times, and all the times it's like really high. And so I said, "Okay, well," and she said something that stuck with me. She said, "I'm going to give you some blood pressure medicine." She gave me a bottle, a sample, like 7 days worth, and this is like 3-4 days before I left to go to Canada.
Now we're finding out why Vaughn ended up with Rhabdo.
And she said, it's frustrating when you're kind of sort of in shape or whatever, and you still have high blood pressure.
Judge much?
And she said something. She goes, "I have it as well, and I didn't realize it was a problem until I started taking the blood pressure medicine, and I realized that I'm a lot less anxious and a lot less like short and I don't know what the word is other than asshole to people, and that kind of stuck with me. And then so the next couple of days I took this medicine, and I noticed that I was like very much more tolerant of my children and much more calm and like
Interesting.
a little more relaxed. And then I went to Canada. And so I had all that thing, and then the doctor in Canada said, you need to stop taking this medicine because I think it had something to do with you getting rhabdo or whatever. And so then so I come back, go back to the doctor. She changes the blood pressure medicine to something else, and I start taking that, and I get even more meaner. I'm like more of an asshole when I take this medicine, to the point where my wife is like, "You need to stop taking that medicine."
Really?
I know it's a noticeable difference, and so
And the correlation was pretty solid.
Yeah,
You knew it was that.
Yeah, and so then I just quit taking it, and I didn't go back to the doctor. And I was like, I'm just going to have high blood pressure, I guess. I don't know, whatever. And then I had started trying to work out again, and I just can't work out. Like I work out and I get like winded, and I feel like my heart's pounding. Like it's just like a pounding, like my heart's going to pop out of my chest. And so finally last week, I was like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to go back. I got strep throat. So I got sick, and I was sick anyway. And I was like, if I go back to the doctor, she's going to say, why'd you quit taking? I'm going to have high blood pressure. She's going to ask me why I quit taking my, and I was like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to I'm just going to go do it.
Just bite the bullet.
And so I went in, and of course I had high blood pressure, and I revisited the whole thing. And I said, remember, I came here and you did blah, blah, blah. She said, well, you got strep throat. So she gave me medicine for strep throat. And then she prescribed me a blood pressure pill, and our audience is asleep right now. But so I took it, and it didn't work. So for the last 5 days, I've been taking it and going to Kroger and checking my blood pressure, and it's like super high. And so it didn't work. I'm like, so I called her today, and I said, or yesterday, I was like, look, this isn't working. Can I just go back on the thing I went before I went to Canada? Because I know it worked. I felt good when I took it. And she was like, okay. And so now today I finally got that. So now we start this thing where hopefully that's going to work.
Hopefully you'll see some improvements there.
I would be excited about that. I'm always excited to take something new and hope that it fixes
I'm
me.
excited about feeling good because I haven't felt good in a long time.
Yeah.
If high blood pressure is what makes you an asshole, Katie wants to know when the last time I had my blood pressure checked was.
She's at Walgreens right now buying the most expensive cuff that she can find.
She said, hey, B, had your blood pressure checked lately?
I can't really explain it, but it's like when your kids are like, you're asking them to do something, and you're like, come on, hurry up. Like it's just that just short. Yeah. The temper is just like super short, you know, and I just have a feeling that it's all related, like because I don't feel good, because I'm amped up.
If that's the way you normally are and it goes away on the medicine, then whether it's blood pressure or a positive side effect of the medicine, regardless, it's helping.
Right.
So
I don't know. What do you think, Doc?
Hey, if it works, it works. So I have to say, I told you that the doctor was wrong for telling you that that's what gave you rhabdo. Yeah. In Canada, that medicine has an extra contraindication for restricting arterial flow. And so he had his rights as a Canadian to say that was possible.
Oh, wow. So you're saying in Canada that medicine has an extra ingredient or something?
Contra.
No. They just have an extra kind of warning that their studies have shown against U.S. studies, and we don't have that.
In America, we protect the pharmaceutical companies first and the patients second, and the rest of the world, they're allowed to give you the truth.
Huh. Well, we'll find out if I'm still here next year.
Vaughn's almost counting himself out of this deal. Whenever my blood pressure's high, which is all the time, I just tell them I just took a 5-hour energy. And then they'll just bounce right off the blood pressure and go in straight into the fact that, those things are going to kill you. And I'm like, no, not more than anything else that I've done in my life has. I think my blood pressure's pretty good. I'm on blood pressure medicine, though.
Are you?
Yeah.
What kind of blood pressure medicine do you take?
This is a HIPPA
Lisinopril. Lisinopril. I've been on it for years.
It's an ACE inhibitor.
Okay.
It inhibits me.
It inhibits your ACE.
Yeah. But then, my blood pressure.
He takes 5-hour energy to
make sure it doesn't work too well.
You've been taking it since you were a kid.
I want to keep it wanting. I want to make the heart work a little bit, or else it's just going to go away. It's going to atrophy.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's why hospitals stay open.
Gotta keep this thing thumping.
That's Amanda's job.
Do you have good heart?
I like to think so.
It's a little cold. It's just a little on the chilly side.
Aside from being black and dark,
Cold dripping off of it.
does it function well? Aside from being
Yes,
walled
I
off.
have been generally blessed with good blood pressure, even in my unhealthiest. I still had good blood pressure, so
Yeah.
I've been good. I just went to the doctor last Friday because I'm swimming. My exercise-induced asthma is coming back, and so I had to go get another inhaler for me to use.
I didn't know
before.
that you had that.
Petey's the one that told me that that's what I had. Like, because I would always call Petey and be like, "Hey, is this normal?" And and normally she'd be like, "Yeah, you're fine." And then generally for me, it's extremely bad when I do a 2+ hour run in the cold. I'll have like a super heavy chest, like I've got a chest cold or something like that for 4 to 8 hours. And she's like, "Yeah, that's exercise-induced asthma," and blah, blah, blah. And so she wanted me to start taking it before runs, especially ultra runs. And I could even carry it with me on ultra runs and take it during the run if I wanted to.
That would be really scary. Kathy
wasn't-
says Kathy has asthma, and she'll have asthma attacks. That since I'm exposing everyone's health issues, a person I know named we're going to call her Jane. She has asthma, and she'll have asthma attacks at whatever times, like when she's running, and she says she's afraid she can't. Not gonna be able to catch her breath. That
I've
would be
never had an
terrible.
asthma attack. I have what I will call probably light asthma symptoms
Like
as
wheezing.
a result of exercise. Yeah, like wheezing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wheezing and coughing.
And so I have noticed it again since I've been swimming
Bronchial stricturing.
that I have issues while I'm swimming. And
Stop. God.
and so I decided to go get an inhaler. Anyways, I had my blood pressure checked. It was 120-ish over 80-ish. So why is that
good.
funny? Why is that funny?
Just that you were saying that, like, give or take 60 points either way. It totally sounded like it was not true.
Well,
I had my blood pressure taken. There was a pulse. It was one, in the hundreds over something else.
The good thing about the whole thing is that they actually drew blood and did blood work again, which I never did actually do a final
after
blood work.
After getting back from Canada.
Right, so it was good.
Oh, it was?
good.
Okay.
She said everything looked really good, so
Sweet.
that was
Now, your inhaler will cause your blood pressure to go up.
I was not aware of that.
You're using albuterol since we're just blowing HIPPA out of the water.
I haven't even picked up the inhaler yet, so I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Would you say your social security? Just the last 4 digits will be okay.
Just bring a list of medications and the dosage next time you come. Two forms of
We're gonna need
identification.
both your parents' names, your birth dates.
What is your mother's maiden name?
What's your
by the
first
way?
elementary school? Name of your first pet.
What city?
You on a
Father's
90-day supply or 30? How do you have that?
Can I just have a copy of your driver's license? How about that?
You were on one of our earliest podcasts when we were doing them over the phone, and I was nervous, and I was talking to you, and I think I was meaning to ask your email address, and I asked maybe for your address, and Vaughn was like, "Yeah, he's going to give you his address. What about you want his checking account number?" And I was like,
I remember that.
was so
I
funny.
don't remember that.
"Yeah,
I didn't know it was Brian.
It was.
I remember it.
we were
Okay.
just getting started." I would sit in there, and the way that Vaughn and I would record is we would go, because he would be at home.
Right.
We go 1,
Well-
2, 3, record.
Yeah. And
then
I think
Sync it up that way.
because that's back when I was doing Nerds Drinking every week, and
Yep.
that's I told you that's the way we did it is over Hangouts. Like we all recorded our stuff separately and sent it in, but it was basically like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 record
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. I just didn't remember that I I just remember the episode that I got on here and I was shit-faced, and and we had the table here. And there was 4 of us behind the table, and that's when we took the picture.
That's right.
Where all of us were
Oh yeah.
arms up.
Many different phases of the LHRL podcast.
Many.
It has gone through some growth.
We were on the golf course a few times.
I'm going to watch that video tonight probably. That was wonderful.
We need to go ahead and plan.
Is it thunderstorming?
It is raining.
That was a huge
Big time.
thunder.
So it's
Wow.
so funny. Before I left the house, Katie's got an iPhone that's got the Action News 5 app or whatever, and like, this is Ron Childers. There's lightning in your area.
That
you know?
drives me insane.
and like we both look outside and it's like foggy out. And it's not raining, but sure enough, like I saw the sky light up.
Holly has that on
it
her
was-
phone, and it is creepy.
It is
I don't
creepy.
even-
Is it just a pre-recorded voice?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess, but
100%.
it's like a push notification. It just
so
goes
it's-
off.
Yeah, your
And like-
phone will just be sitting there, and all of a sudden it's like,
And it'll
"Hi,
be
this
like-
is Ron
man.
And
Childers."
she
No way.
doesn't turn on her phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't know why. And it'll be like in the middle of the night, and this guy will just be like, "There's a tornado warning in your area," and I'm like, "Why is your phone talking?" It's really weird.
That's scary.
I was like, you can turn Do Not Disturb on while you go to bed.
We had a storm out here.
Then she wouldn't know about the tornado that she needs to hide
Well,
from.
we had that tornado the other night. Was that a
Seriously.
tornado or straight line winds?
100% tornado.
That was loud and scary.
That wasn't really bad for us.
It wasn't that bad out here, I don't feel.
We got up and got under the stairs.
It was loud and it was scary.
Okay.
My emotions are emotions too.
I was up packing to go drive somewhere,
Yeah, she wasn't worried
I was a
about it.
bachelor this weekend when that came through,
and you were scared.
and I remember waking up, hearing the sirens going off, and being like, "I'm gonna go back to sleep," and I just hope that it's not really that close.
I think you're just as good going back to sleep as you are getting in the closet.
You are. That never
Yeah.
works.
Like,
The closet thing doesn't work.
just go to sleep. I mean, if your house gets destroyed and you're inside of it, you're probably going to get destroyed too.
Yeah. Yeah. If your roof gets ripped off,
Like that.
I've never talked to anyone who's killed in a tornado that said
This
that they
is
wish
an
that they would
overshare
have gotten
for our
underneath
entire
the
audience, but
closet.
I sleep in the nude. I
Golly.
sleep in the nude, and so my only thought wasn't to go get in the closet. It was, wonder if I should put some pants on in case the house disappears, like in case the house gets ripped
I
off.
always
You know,
think
like
about that when it's storming.
it's like I don't want to have to run out in the.
Yes, you
know,
did. You were dying. You were dying to run out. You're like,
That's
I
why
hope this
you
thing
sleep with no clothes on,
blows
just
to
so
hell.
You can do that one day.
so I could just be standing here naked with all my neighbors out front in the front yard.
I need you to be cursing God right now because for all
This
the
is
hell we
worse than the
catch,
heater.
for the heater and everything else, God is screwing up your
I
podcast
know.
right now. With
we
the
should
noise
have. We should have
from the rain.
weatherproofed this thing. Pedro, damn
We're
it.
inside another building.
It's like you didn't
We're
even
in a
care.
building.
In a
we're in a
building.
room inside a building inside
Within a
another
room.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it is pouring down.
Should
hard.
we-
Really,
moving
we're like
inside?
in a cabin inside.
I wish you
another
had
building.
a wireless mic that we could walk out just into the garage area because I know it's 1,000 times louder out there
deafening.
because of the what kind of building?
Metal.
It's a tin
Metal
roof.
building, tin roof,
Tin
whatever.
roof.
Yeah, tin roof. So it probably sounds amazing, and I should have a.
Why?
I wish I had a sleeping bag because I
I
would go
know.
right to sleep out there.
Why did you write CrossFit on the board?
Oh, because I was going to talk about just motivation, getting back into CrossFit after
Okay.
being out for like 6 or 8 months.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay.
I've gone back to CrossFit.
I saw you. I was surprised because you had been saying on Slack that you were like not doing CrossFit anymore.
Yeah.
And then I went to the gym on Monday and you were there.
I was there.
His
been
motivation
coming with me.
His motivation was willing to go too. So
That's right. And I'm not making it
off
easier
the
on her.
injured. She was off the injured list. So
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun going with Amanda. It's a bit, it's a lot easier to go when somebody's getting up with you.
Are you
at
coaching,
4
Jill?
o'clock in the morning.
I coached today.
Okay.
Yep. Wednesdays.
But I'm getting back in there slow, and I'm putting my foot down.
So, like today, you finished like the warm up and decided that was enough, or
I walked off a little bit early.
okay?
I finished the 14-minute WOD before anybody else did. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he dropped down at the bar and he goes, "That's it."
No, it's not easy. You walk away from CrossFit for a little while and try to barrel back in there full
It is
speed.
tough.
and
Oh, I
it's
have no
not,
doubt. Yeah,
not
I
easy.
just
And I
don't
felt
know.
like I was really working at ATC. I mean, I really did. And I was. It is a different kind of work, but I felt like that probably my aerobic capacity was not taking much of a hit, if any. And then I get in there to see that, yeah, that's was some different stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not doing high-intensity interval training, then it's not the same. So, I mean, if you're just lifting, if you're doing lifting sets, you're probably taking a break as long as you want to, as opposed to, I'm going to take a 10-second break or a 30-second break or
Right.
whatever. And so the aerobic capacity definitely drops
Y'all,
off.
it's pouring.
It's pouring. It's raining a lot.
Pouring down
Good
rain.
gosh.
We're sorry for the sound quality, people.
Grayson and
This is
Andy
the
going to
best-
come
this is
into
the
our
best
I know they're
going
going to come busting up
and
in
stand
here.
over us. Grayson came in. This has been
Children of the
like
corn.
this has been like 3 years ago, and it was like Grayson's just like standing over my bed. And I'm like, "Ugh, what are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm scared." And I'm like, "What do you mean you're scared?" He's like, "I'm hearing things and I'm scared." And I wake up, I'm all pissed off, and I'm like, I'm throwing that goddamn iPad out the window. I mean, that's what you've been staring at, that screen, and now your imagination's going all crazy. And he's like, I'm still scared. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go in here, but this stuff has got to end, blah, blah, blah. And we go into the den and I hear this, meh. And I'm like, is that what you heard? And he was like, yes. And I was like, what the hell was that? And he's like, I don't know.
Dad, you're not helping my
heard it.
nerves.
And I'm telling myself, like,
Amanda, wake up!
Well, what was it?
I am scared as hell. And I was like, all right, that's just, I'm
Like a
going
goat
I'm
in your
going to turn
living room?
out the lights. It's what it sounded like. And I turn out the lights and I stand there for a little while and it goes, nah, Dad, come play with us. And I'm like, oh. And the Pinkleys had been over and they were playing they left their iPad and they were in the middle of a game where
Oh,
the kids
wow.
laugh and then they say, come play with us. And it's still, the thought of it right now gives me goosebumps. It scared me so bad.
It's like the Talking Tina Twilight Zone episode.
I've never
where the
seen
guy
that.
has the doll that says, "My name is Talking Tina."
Oh, no.
And I want
Don't
to
do
play
that.
with
Don't
you.
do that. Don't even talk about that, man.
Steve Wilkes said if we can't stop the distracting rain noises, he's going to have to quit listening.
Can he hear it? Or is he just doing that to hurt me?
Probably just to hurt you.
So we've
They
got
don't get
some
rain like this in Pittsburgh.
upcoming races. Is anybody doing Swamp Stomper?
That's a negative.
That's a negative,
Me
Ghost
neither.
Rider.
I signed up the last 2 years to do it. So I used to run it, and in the last 2 years, it's been really shitty weather, and I'm not going to break my ankles or hurt myself.
Have they ever had good weather?
Yes,
Yeah.
Really?
So I'm not doing that. Are you?
I'm not.
that's this weekend.
Okay. Stanky.
You guys should go out there. There's an opportunity to volunteer
They
today.
don't want you to volunteer more than once every 15
That's what he
years.
told Melissa. Melissa's volunteering out there, and he's like,
They want to give everybody a chance.
The LHRL 10's going to be on site. It's being picked up.
That's kind of
momentarily.
like helping, right?
You're going to
It's a
take credit for that
contribution.
volunteer. He picked it up from my house, though, so I think I get credit for that.
It's MLK weekend, so I'll be at the river throwing my magnet in the water.
There you go.
And then, so
You better watch your blood pressure while you're beating off that magnet.
God. And then Stanky Creek sign-ups are coming up February 1st.
Mr.
I'm
Mel-
excited about Stinky Creek,
Mr. Mel-
Yeah.
Are we talking about the Fortitude Trail Race?
Yes, we
That-
are.
that
Sorry.
one.
Okay.
Yes.
a.k.a. Stinky
When is that? What weekend is that?
September.
It's usually the second
The-
weekend
Oh,
of
man,
September.
that's a long
I
ways
think
away.
it's the 14th or
So
whatever.
the sign-ups open February 1st.
I will
That's
sign
correct.
up on February 1st.
We need to sign up.
Got
I
the
might sign
Sillamore.
up. He's about got me talked into it.
You have to at this point.
You don't have a choice. I feel obligated.
He's going
as
to
well
roll
as
out
you
a red
should feel
carpet on the
obligated.
entire course for you.
Yeah.
And take up all the
He's-
routes and everything.
Yeah,
I
he's
think-
put enough effort into getting you to sign up to where at this point you just have to.
I got a new bladder for my backpack.
I'm going to let him finish before I respond. Yeah, I saw that. I saw your picture today.
Yeah.
Is it working? Like,
I guess it's going to work. Yeah, I haven't put it in there yet. But I'm just a gold mine of, I don't even know, quality. Show quality.
out of context comments.
Yeah.
That's what you're a gold mine of.
But we were at Sillamore.
Sillamore.
Last year was the last time I used it. And I was in such a, I don't know, I just left my bag. I just got home and threw it in the corner and just left it there with juice in it and everything.
So it got a little nasty.
Yeah, so I just took
man.
I took that thing out and threw it away and just ordered a new one.
There comes a time where that's
I
necessary.
got a new bladder or a new Camelback for Christmas.
Did you?
I did. So I'm excited. I probably will use it for the first time at Sillamore on the 25K.
So Village Creek's before Sillamore. Is anybody doing Village Creek?
I'll do
Negative
Village
Ghost
Creek
Rider.
if you want to.
I think I'm going to do it. Don was trying to get me to do the 25K to get ready for Sillamore 50K. So
How long does it take to drive to that place?
Oh,
like
I forgot.
An hour and a half?
It's
To
not
where?
that
To
far.
Sillamore?
No. Oh, I thought you were talking
Oh,
about
no,
Village Creek.
Yeah.
I think it's an hour.
Yeah, that's closer.
I don't think
It's Arkansas, right?
I don't even think it's an hour and a half.
Okay.
25K?
Yeah. It's a 10K, 25K.
I forgot you signed up for the wrong race in April, too.
When is that?
I know.
Village Creek, when is that?
Before Sillamore.
It's like it's a couple weeks before Sillamore. And then Sillamore's coming up.
How long of a drive is Sillamore?
4 hours?
I always...
What?
Maybe the way I drive it. I was going to say 2.5, 3.
But you don't count Mach 90.
Yeah.
And then I'm running. So he's going to Disney to do the Star Wars.
Star Wars Rival Run weekend with Dawn for her birthday.
Yes, and I will be in Waco, Texas, running the Silo Marathon with Melissa,
Which is
Chip and Joanna
Chip
Gaines.
and Joanna Gaines' marathon.
We might be going to Disney World for spring break, but I'm not going to be running. It's just going to be for fun.
When is spring break?
March 8th.
I don't think there's a race going on anyways, so you can't run. They're not
I
gonna
wouldn't.
let
I
you.
wouldn't do it if there
They're not
was
gonna
a
let you.
race.
You can't run. You're not allowed to run.
Orlando doesn't allow it unless it's an official
I will do the.
official Disney World race.
I'll do the Smuggler's Run, or what's it called? The Millennium Falcon ride.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
that's not a run.
Did you leave all your stuff from Sillamore last year, or are you thinking of Ouachita where you left all your stuff?
No, Ouachita actually
Watch
left
how
it
he
in
left
the
his
hotel
shit
room.
in the hotel room.
I didn't even bring it back. with
Sillamore,
me.
he slung it somewhere in his garage. And
Yeah, it was at home.
Okay.
And I was like, I put on my Christmas list, I put one of those Nathan bags, and I didn't get one. So I was like, well, I have a bag. I'll just buy a new thing. And since I have the insurance thing at work where, like, we get points,
yeah.
I can get gift cards for insurance points. And so I used those to get a $25 gift card on Amazon. So I got my bladder for free.
Oh.
That's actually how I got my first Camelback, was off of health insurance points.
I didn't know if maybe it was strategy, like I need a new bag and
I'm gonna
bladder,
leave
so I'm
this so
going to
somebody
throw
will
it
buy me
here.
one.
And then I'm going to be like, oh, Holly, like, look what happened.
Well,
You know.
no, it doesn't work that way.
True story.
Should be like, sucks for you.
It's like, okay.
I wanted a Hutch bicycle, and I took my bike and I took 2x4 and drove nails into it and rode my bike over the 2x4 to pop the tires in hopes of getting a different bike. And then after that, I put my bike in the trunk of my mom's car. So maybe they'd think if the popping of the tires didn't work, maybe the stealing of the bike would. That was my thought at like 8 years old, 10 years old. Little did I know that she went to the grocery store sometime, so she used the trunk of her car.
You're right.
And my bike was there. And there was also a 2x4 with nails driven into it.
In the tire.
So I didn't
Son
get
of
So
a-
you
I
didn't
get
think
the
that
Hutch.
out that your mom was ever going to open the trunk of her vehicle?
I did not. Nope.
We're not that smart at 8.
Nope.
I mean, I'm not sure it changes at 40 in our 40s either, but
Nope.
we're definitely not that smart at 8.
I was thinking about getting the Hutch now. And then worry about getting caught putting the nails in it later.
Deborah says, your dad is listening to the bike story. There are consequences. Oops. There's no statute of limitation on that one, apparently.
Well, maybe you'll get one for Christmas this
Well,
Friday.
My father is very familiar with the statute of limitations on various actions. that
Now
I've
you're going to be
performed in my
grounded.
life. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
Hey, you know,
I'm sure he remembers it.
speaking of statute of limitations, let's talk about NordicTrack.
Yeah, week 7.
Dude, I'd given up on those motherfuckers.
Man,
I tweeted at him from both of my accounts and
I
went
saw
off.
where one of them you did.
Do
Good
they
for
ever
you.
reply to you?
No.
Now and then they fired the guy that was supposed to come out and check out our treadmill.
They'll reply tomorrow. Somebody will probably whenever
That's the thing,
I
like-
put something on Facebook or on Twitter, I'll get a response. Now that response will be somebody will be contacting you within the next 24 to 48 hours.
Then
We've
nobody
escalated
does.
this. Someone will be
That's the
contacting.
thing. Like, so I wasn't joking. Like, when I went and looked at, like, their Twitter feed, like, of the last 100, I'm not exaggerating to say more than half, if not more than, like, 70 or 80% are them saying, we're sorry to hear that. Please DM us something. Like, that is what most of their Twitter feed was.
I think that's AI. Like, I don't think that's a real person.
No, it's 100% a real person.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's...
Because they're a dick.
I thought it's like anytime you mention a company, it's like, oh, DM.
No,
us
because
and
then I would have gotten replies back, and I didn't get replies back because mine were
Oh,
much
that's-
snarkier.
That's true.
And they are dicks. I mean, even when they respond, it's like, we already told, one of them said, we already told you we're going to get somebody back in 24 to 48
But you
hours.
don't do that.
But right. What do you mean you already told me? We're on week 7.
You know how to take the reservation. You just don't know how to keep the reservation.
It's driving me nuts, and I
Seinfeld
can't just let it go.
I'm
mean,
ready to just throw it out the pond.
No, at this point... yeah,
It goes on.
Yeah.
I'd rather
I mean,
go find a
because-
different brand of treadmill and just go buy a new treadmill.
Well, I won't buy a NordicTrack
No,
anything.
no, I won't. I'm ready for a
Unless I
different
need-
brand.
A treadmill.
No, we're not getting a NordicTrack. We're not getting a NordicTrack anything.
This show is definitely not sponsored by NordicTrack.
No, it's not.
It's the
They
opposite.
suck, man.
Whatever the opposite of sponsored by is,
There's people
that's
out
what
there.
we are.
There's people out there who got a NordicTrack for Christmas, and their stuff isn't working,
Right.
and they don't have anybody out there to fix it. I mean, this is much different. You know, this is an old machine, and they said they were going to handle this, so it doesn't really make
They're
any
the
difference.
idiots that did a lifetime warranty.
Man, these people
Like, you
are
don't
garbage.
don't say you can do a lifetime warranty unless you're going to back it up.
I want them and Comcast to have a battle royal, and I would pay
shitty as customer service
just
reps.
go in there and just beat each other to death.
It's more like Nordic trash.
And Comcast holes. We're so witty. I mean, would you ever believe that you'd get 4 people that would like to get together and not really talk about fitness that would be so funny?
We talked about
We
races.
skirted
NordicTrack
the
is
issue
fitness
a little
related.
bit.
CrossFit and running.
We talked about blood
And
pressure.
blood pressure.
blood
That's fitnessy.
Yeah, we talked about how we're all pretty out of shape.
One day
Got
we'll
high
be talking
blood
about
pressure.
Alzheimer's.
Every week because we won't remember what we did it the week before.
It would be about the same difference.
What's your name again?
It wouldn't be any
Why,
more or
why
less.
do they call
entertaining.
you Beef again? I can't remember.
So
We're
we had
having beef for
5-star
dinner.
reviews, right?
Yeah, we do. We got one. We held one over from last week. is
Oh,
what
that's
we
right.
did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Y'all want to hear it?
I can't
Yes.
wait.
Please.
Then what are we going to do? We don't have any more. With somebody out there.
We just have
Maybe
to. We have
NordicTrack
to
will
have
write one
faith
for us.
that there will.
NordicTrack
be
is not going to write a 5-star review for us.
They might write a 1-star review, and then we could 1-star review.
They don't
their
have
asses.
anybody to do it. They don't have the gumption to get on a computer.
I'm going to start
do
a
that.
Nordic Track podcast just so I can leave a bad review. It's called the Nordic Trash podcast.
Oh man, this is actually a brilliant idea. We should start a fake NordicTrack account that also retweets like all the things they reply to. We should retweet like the "Why's your shit suck so bad?"
At Nordic
Tweet.
Trash.
Nordic Trash. Oh wait a minute. Wait a minute. Registering it right now. Give me BRB.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, DM them. They won't do anything about it.
They'll get back to you. They'll have somebody get back to you in 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
They already told you that.
Duh.
They already told all their customers that. All right, I'm going to read a review. Get this, man. It's 5 stars.
Oh wow.
And it says F3 Memphis. It says, I wish I had heard this podcast sooner. I've been part of F3 Memphis for the past 6 months, and it has been an enormous contributing factor to my life changing for the better, physically, mentally, and spiritually. F3 Memphis has been so important. I think they should go check back in with you guys to see how it's grown. They work with GoRuck now to set up F3 only events. We have a team preparing for the Memphis Half Ironman. There are so many legit athletes out there now. It's incredible. I should probably get some F3 people to come back on here and talk about what they're doing.
Right on.
I saw a group of them out at Hill and Dale.
Did you? Mm-hmm. I saw
Michael Shelton being one of them.
It's large. I saw a bunch of guys that I know running when I was going to church the other morning. They were on mile 16. They were training for the Big Buffalo 50K.
Ooh.
So they
When-
come
when
out in
is
full
that?
force for
That's
a
in
lot of
March.
stuff.
It's in March.
Is it March?
Probably spring break.
That's not
It's
very
the
far
same
away.
time as Fall Creek Falls.
Is that right? What are
Done.
you doing? You tweeting?
I got Nordic Trash at Nordic Trash.
Well, that could be fun.
We're going to have so much fun with it.
All right, we're at 57 minutes.
Good job.
Does anyone else have anything they would like to speak upon? Speak on?
I don't think so.
I don't.
I love you guys.
Man, you guys are great. Thanks for doing this
Yes,
on
sir.
Thursdays from now on.
Monday. Monday.
So Monday.
We're going to do it Monday next week and then Thursday the
Yeah, we're
following
just going to start
week.
bouncing around.
We should just have a 6-sided die that we just roll
Yeah.
every week to, like, that's
Just
the
pick
week
a
we're going
day.
to do it on. We just,
I think I am that six-sided die because every week I'm like, hey, guys, I hate to do this again. Man, I really appreciate y'all's patience,
Ain't
but
nothing but a thing.
we
brother.
got to do it on Sunday mornings at 4 a.m. Does that work?
Okay, I'll be there.
I won't be there.
Lift heavy, run long. Number
175?
175. What
It's in
is
the
it?
books.
It's in the books.